The things I need to see in The Batman 2, man, it's been on my mind for a while now. The first movie was a legit masterpiece, the perfect detective story. It gave us the Batman we all craved, the raw, vengeful, nocturnal creature. But for the sequel to really hit, to be something truly special, the focus has to shift. It can't just be about the mask anymore. It has to be about the broken guy underneath it. So let's start with Gotham. The city is literally a half-drowned mess, a disaster zone. Everyone's in survival mode, and that's the perfect mirror for Bruce. The city's a wreck, and so is he. He's drowning in his own trauma, just as the streets are drowning in floodwater. This is where the real story has to begin. He can't just beat this problem into submission. Gotham doesn't need another shadow lurking on rooftops. It needs a leader. It needs Bruce Wayne. We have to see him forced out of his shell, forced to actually engage with Wayne Enterprises, to use his insane wealth and influence for something other than building fancy gadgets. And here's the best part. He's gonna be terrible at it. Remember how he was in the first movie? The guy can barely function in a social setting. Imagine this dude, with all his brooding intensity, having to sit through a public relations meeting or a charity gala. It would be more agonizing for him than getting shot. He'd be confronting his family's legacy and his own identity in a way that's way more terrifying than any fist fight. And right when he's at his most vulnerable, his most exposed as Bruce, that's when the villain has to strike. But this is the key, the part they cannot screw up. The villain can't just be a threat to Batman. They have to be a direct, personal attack on Bruce Wayne. This is why it has to be someone like Hush or the Court of Owls. Think about it. Hush's entire motivation is a twisted, jealous obsession with Bruce. He wouldn't just try to unmask Batman. He would systematically destroy Bruce Wayne's reputation, his company, his entire life from the outside in. Or what if it's the Court of Owls, a secret cabal of Gotham's elite? They wouldn't send some thug to fight Batman. Nah, they'd use their political power to frame him, to bankrupt his company, to turn the entire city against its golden boy. It's a war he can't win by punching harder. While this psychological nightmare is unfolding, you've got Penguin making his power grab, building his empire in the chaos. You've got Joker just sitting in your Arkham, a constant, giggling reminder of the anarchy waiting to explode. Bruce is getting stretched thin, man, fighting a war for his name in the daylight and a war for the city's soul at night. This all has to lead to a breaking point, a real crossroads. Does he give up on being Bruce and just disappear completely into the cowl, into the darkness he's comfortable with? Or does he finally step up and embrace the part of himself he's been running from his whole life? This is why, and I will die on this hill, we need to see Bruce Wayne in the daylight a lot. I want to see him awkwardly walking through a relief camp in a $1,000 suit, seeing the real human cost. I want to see him struggle through a press conference, totally out of his element. We need to see him as a flawed, messed up person to really feel what's at stake. The whole movie should be set in Gotham's bleak, miserable winter. The gray skies, the dead trees, all of it just a perfect visual for what's going on inside his head. So yeah, that's the wish list. The movie can't just be about a bigger, badder villain. It has to be about Bruce's soul. It has to attack him where he lives, not just where he fights. And it all comes down to one question, doesn't it? At the end of all this, who do we want to see emerge? A better Batman or a more whole Bruce Wayne? And I think for the first time, the answer to both might be the same thing. What's your take? Drop it below. Let's hash it out.